my phone on D&D.
Obviously, I picked back up the phone and finished this project. Okay.
Please tell me why you did what you did when you did. Now you know I'm hurting.
They know what they did.
I said I'm better than
What?
I said I'm better than
Hey.
Gotta keep up with me mentally. I finesse it just so gently. Gotta keep up with me mentally.
What's good, GVO crew? It's your girl back with another video. And as you can see by today's title, I will be reviewing my EP, Remedial Education 2. Before we get into this video though, I'm gonna need you to click the links in my description box because one, that's gonna take you to the whole project. So go stream, it's gonna take you like maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes. Come back here, have a nice little kick. Yay! We're gonna get into it. But also do not forget to hit that subscribe button. So I'm gonna give you a little minute to let you do your thing. Alright, and just like that, you are the newest member of GVO crew. We are so happy to have you here. With no further ado, let's just get right into the video. Especially since this is a follow-up to Remedial Education, which I guys know you really like that project as well. It was only right I do it again for the one time. And this is my longest body of work to date. It's the most songs I've ever released at one time. And yeah, we're gonna be breaking down some lyrics, of course, because you're talking with the songwriter, girl, okay? It's been, what, officially 2 years since the first EP, and so my thing was, if I ever was going to do a follow-up to Remedial Education, it had to be better than the first.
You know, I feel like Remedial Education was cute. But now Remedial Education 2 is here, and I just feel like she now is the moment. You know, she's a legend.
The first track we have on Remedial Education 2 is Did It For You.
I feel like you should always be trying to grow and learn no matter what stage you are in life. And at this stage of my life, I have a newborn son, an 11-year-old daughter, and my beautiful wife. Is pushed me to be more patient, to love harder, to be more understanding. I can't go in those dark spaces I used to go in. Gotta keep up the fight.
You guys know I have to sing along. You already know.
I know that you made mistakes, but now right in this moment, please tell me why you did what you did when you did. Now you know I'm hurting.
They know what they did.
And you know it's too late to heal our love when the trust is broken. Running red lights and I spit through them all just for you.
What we do?
Oh, I did it for you. Man, I did it for you. You. I did it for you. This time I'm through, I'm done, I'm gone, walking away. I choose myself, not you. This time I will not stay. Gotta forgive and let go. At first all I saw was you. Left myself in the you. You still can't admit the truth, but I see this just how you do. I know we put in all this time. Memories in the back of my mind, but I gotta leave you be. And I'm so sick of disappointment.
I mean, you guys know I love me a good harmony.
Every time I go through this, you know, whenever I could, I did it for you. Did it for no more, no more. I did it for. I'm closing that door.
This track is produced by No Solace, who I think produced Routine on Remedial Education, along with another track, if I'm not mistaken. But he's one of my favorite producers right here on YouTube. And I wanted to open up the EP with a track that had a similar vibe to Routine. I think I've already mentioned this. When I first started writing these songs, I did not know they were going to be for a Remedial Education 2. I was just writing. You guys know writing is therapeutic for me. I was just getting some things off my chest. So when I heard the beat for the song, I was like, this is very reminiscent of what I did for the first track, Remedial Education. And I kind of wanted to like ease you guys in so you could see the growth from like that project to now. And obviously it was only right that I start the EP off with my brother Mike, who is a rapper as well, goes by AGK, I Got the King. So it was only right that I start the EP off with him once again because he was the first voice you heard. And obviously we have some new additions as well to the family. You guys can hear my nephew in the background, and now my brother is married. So you can kind of see the growth and the parallels between my brother's life and my life as well. I just wanted to capture that feeling of growth and kind of parallel, you know, between the first EP and, you know, the follow-up to it. So, and then the next track we have is Something Better.
You know there was a time.
You guys know I love that bass.
I really thought that I was a priority. I thought I had a purpose in your life. Things started changing, rearranging.
And my question is just,
how I let it get this far? Did you even know my heart? For me. I hate that it hurts.
okay, my ad-libs on this project that we have to get into it.
Leave it all in the past. I promise you'll bounce back. Ain't no more stressing. God, I need your presence. Lord, come down around me. It hurts, but I'm healing, and now I'm believing there is something better for me.
So as you guys can tell with this track, we are kind of carrying over from a little bit of what I talked about in Did It For You. And Did It For You, I was talking about the disappointment I feel when I over-exaggerate my place in somebody's life. And I take responsibility for the fact that, you know, that's my fault, that's my bad, you know, like my fault, OG, I thought we was on the same page, we're not. And so then we get to something better, and it's kind of just me being okay with having to let that person go or letting an opportunity go. But I wrote these songs the way I did on purpose because I wanted them to be able to apply to almost any situation. Like this could be, you know, about letting go of a friendship. This could be about letting go of, you know, a relationship. This could be about an opportunity that you thought you really wanted or that you thought was going to be the next step, but it just, you know, it ended up not being that. So it's just about letting go because something better is around the corner. And I really want to take you guys, like, you know, through a journey from just, you know, okay, I did it for this person. I ignored all these signs. I got to take accountability for that, but now I got to let them go. It's time to move on. And I know that when I move on, there's always something better for me around the corner. If God closes one door, another one is going to open. With Remedial Education too, I do, you know, touch on some of the same topics I did with the first EP. But I actually wanted to give you guys like almost a soundtrack, you know, for healing, because you guys know that is what, you know, Remedial Education, that's what the theme of it is about. It's about life lessons and things that I've learned. So I kind of want to take you through like a small journey of how I got to a point where I'm like, you know, okay, I'm good, I'm where I'm supposed to be. So something better, which is only the second step in the process. And the next track we have is The Story. And I know this is some of y'all's favorite song.
And I know I'm the bad guy in the story, when the truth of the matter is you don't owe me.
They don't.
Nothing, no honesty or your loyalty.
You know?
But I won't regress until the
What we say?
Go ahead and tell them what you want to, but you know the truth just like I do. Way back when this would stress me out, people talking crazy when I'm not around. It really used to get me in my feelings how those that said they love me try to tear me down. But I know who I am, and quite frankly, that's more than enough, so by all means. So go ahead and tell them what you want to, but you know the truth just
They know
like
what they
I
did.
do.
They know. This was one of the first songs, if not actually I think the first song I recorded for the EP. And just from the second I got done writing it and then to the final mix, I was like, this is one of the best songs I've ever written. I feel like this song is a game changer. I feel like it's such a good culmination of like, you know, versions of me that you've heard in other songs, but also the, you know, new and improved version as I learn more and more about myself as a vocalist and as a songwriter. With this song being entitled The Story, I literally take on that storytelling approach. For me personally, the song is about a friendship, and I went through a space where even after I cut things off, because that's where we are right now in the healing process, we're letting go of things. But this is one of those songs where kind of just looking back in retrospect, you know, when you cut off a friendship or a relationship, you know, maybe you have mutual friends or acquaintances with those people, and there's a part of me that wondered when I cut this person off, like, you know, what are they telling other people? And it really bothered me. I'm a person where I did not like the fact that people may have a certain version of me in their head that's not at all true, or like they're hearing something about me from somebody else and it's not even the whole truth. It's not even, you know, everything that went down. It's only one-sided. And I just got to a point where I realized, you know what? I have to be okay with the fact that I'm probably the bad guy in somebody's story. Maybe that person encountered a version of me and it wasn't the best, and I gotta take responsibility for that. But I can't sit here and regress into that old version of me because I don't want to go back to that person. So being comfortable or being okay with just the fact that your truth may just have to be your truth, and if somebody wants to know everything that went down, You know, they'll come and talk to you. They'll get to know you for you. They won't believe, you know, everything that somebody else says. I was so proud of myself for writing this song, but this is a lesson that, you know, it's tough. I've tried to grow out of my people-pleasing ways. You know, you want to be liked, you want people to be cool with you, but it's not always going to be that way, you know. Now, the next track we have is Lonely Roads. You guys know we have to have a ballad. I love the structure of the song. I love the arrangement. So, yeah.
Traveling the roads and I'm tired, getting down to the wire, and sometimes I wanna give up. Sometimes I just wanna let go. Get back up and try again. I may stumble, I may fall, but I'ma get you really talk about how healing can be lonely.
Here we go, bridge.
Lord, help me to hold on. I know you see what's going on. Help me to hold on. The road gets lonely sometimes. The road gets lonely sometimes. I may feel lonely, but I'm never alone. I'm never
alone. This song right here, when I think about just in terms of just structure and arrangement, I think about the bridge, I think about the harmonies, I just think about the general message of this song. This is, I really do believe, the best song I've ever written. Probably one of the most personal. And what's crazy is, like, at the time when I wrote this and recorded it, I was at certain points where I just felt like I did feel lonely, but I knew I wasn't alone, or I just was at a place where so many things were just coming at me. During the process of trying to record this EP, a lot of stuff has gone on. When I hear a song like this and I just think about where I was, you know, where I've been, and just, you know, even a little bit of where I am right now, because not everything is completely, you know, perfect, but it's just one of those songs where I just look back at it and I'm just proud of myself for just getting this deep. And this song went through a journey. There's like an alternate version of the song that was to another beat, and when I heard this beat, I was like, okay, this could be stripped down so perfectly. This could be with just a piano, it could have some pretty strings in the background. So I've already been thinking of like stripped down versions of the song because I just felt like it was made for that. This part of healing is the tough part because there are moments where you do have to isolate yourself, and I feel like that's the part of healing that no one really talks about. We always talk about, you know, oh, we're getting better, we're growing, we're flourishing, our relationships and connections are better, but like before you even get to that point, you probably are going to have a low. And like I tell you guys in the verses, I'm at the end of my rope, I do not know what to do. Lord, I know you see what's going on. Can you help us, sister? Like, it's one of those songs. It's one of those moments. And I feel like, you know, this is something everyone can relate to, just being, you know, at your very last, but finding the courage at the end, like I do at the end of the song, just knowing I'm going to get back up, I'm going to stumble, I'm going to fall, but, you know, I'm going to get back up and do what I need to do. So the next track we have is the lead single, D&D. All right, we're okay with being on this lonely road. We know we gotta isolate. So now what we gotta do? We gotta put that phone on D&D, honey. What we say? I need a mic. Where my mic at, y'all?
I put my phone on D&D. That make me second guess myself.
Now why can I find that harmony when I record?
Comparing me to them don't help comparison. Sometimes I just need a break. Making room for me is okay. No more hurting.
Come on now, put your hands in the air, y'all.
No more crying. Well, might cry sometimes, but I tell you it's alright. No more hurting, no more crying. I don't really wanna cry. You might cry sometimes, but I tell you it's alright. I said it's alright.
Oh man, so D&D, this is one of the songs where I feel like I had the chorus first, if I remember correctly, and I was just like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be such a chew. I was so excited to write this song because I love this melody so much. When I was recording a lot of the vocal production for this EP, I was thinking of different ways I could kind of just play with it, you know, and kind of get creative. And you guys know I'm inspired by so many people that just do God tier vocal production. So I was trying to just, you know, take a note out of some of their books and then just put my own twist on it. I love stacking harmonies. Sometimes I need to know when to pull back. You guys know or probably noticed that I try to push myself with ad-libs and get creative. That is still a part of my artistry where I just try to just have fun and not think too much about it. You know, obviously I pick back up the phone and finish this project, okay? But, you know, there was just a moment where someone is always asking you for something probably, right? And, you know, with me, being someone that reviews music, you know, things like that, I always have other artists reaching out to me about, you know, reviewing, you know, their work. I generally do love uplifting other artists like myself, other upcoming artists, because I know how tough it is just to get someone to take a few minutes to listen to your work. So that's why I started the paid promo program in the first place. When I'm in the process of trying to make a project myself, I realize I have to focus on myself. I can't do the promo reviews because I'm trying to focus on writing. I'm trying to focus on what I need to do to get this done. So a big part of my year has been completing this project and finishing it. And, you know, it's okay to take those moments where I just need to focus on myself and on my craft. And then, you know, of course, we get back into uplifting other artists and talking about them. You guys know that is my niche. That is what I do, and I love that. And this can apply to any situation, you know, where you just have to focus on yourself, isolate yourself, do what you got to do, put the phone on silent, put it down, go outside, touch grass, get a hobby. Like I found a hobby this year. Now the next track we have is the Learner's Interlude, and that is featuring my good friends Mystic and my best friend Belle. I appreciate them so much. I appreciate Belle for helping me with this rollout, so I didn't have to do everything alone. I just want to take a moment, since we're, you know, I'm talking about other people and other artists, I want to take the time to thank my engineer Chris. Oh my goodness, none of this is possible without my engineer Chris. He is just amazing. He's so talented, always on time, sometimes even ahead of time. You know, I trust him so much with my sound. No one else has literally mixed my vocals for like the last 2 years. Ever since Dear Gigi, no one else has mixed anything for me if I can help it. A special thank you as well to Joe Pazzo, who helped, you know, take all these pretty pictures of me that you're gonna be seeing, okay, for the cover, you know, for the singles. It was my first time working with another creative in a very long time, someone who's, you know, from VA as well. It's just special. I got a chance to work with so many people that I've been wanting to for a while, and Joe's a photographer that I've loved his work for, you know, a few years, so it was just really special to have him be a part of this. And to all my friends and to all you guys that have been encouraging me during the process for this, like, I really needed it. You guys probably didn't realize, but I really needed it. So, you know, just shout out to Quinn, shout out to Dev, shout out to Brandon, shout out to Lee Harris, like, you know, and I don't want to forget anybody, but shout out to all the producers, you know, and just in general, I love y'all. I love you guys so much. I see your comments, I see your messages, I try to respond to everything. I just really appreciate you guys.
I feel like I've grown as a person based on the way that I carry myself, my confidence, knowing my value, knowing when to say no, and taking risks for myself and living a life selfishly. For the longest, I always catered to people's feelings, and I was always insecure because I was always comparing my abilities to others. But over the years, I've finally grown into my own, putting in the work, grinding constantly every single day.
I think most of my growth in the past year is because I really started journaling and really stayed on top of it, being consistent to learn how to control my emotions a lot better. Being like a real passionate, emotional person.
And also, just real quick, before we get into the last track, Better Than Ever, and I know that's our little hypey track, you guys already know how we do. When Mystic sent me his recording back, I was like, oh my goodness, I feel so motivated. Like, I need to, like, make sure I'm going crazy on these ad-libs in the back, because he just came in and was giving the girls a message, okay? And I love how my best friend talked about journaling. Even though, I'm gonna be honest, I fell off of journaling this year, but it's really good to find things that, you know, help you put your thoughts together and kind of keep you in check, especially if you're an emotional person like I am. You guys know I'm a Pisces, so, you know, I be crying, you know what I'm saying? We cry sometimes. But, you know, when you're an emotional person, you always have to keep your emotions in check, especially when you're making decisions and things like that, especially if you're going through something, you don't want to project your emotions on other people. The last track we have is Better Than Ever.
You already know what it is. I mean, I sure hope you do, because,
Semiyah sang this.
I said I'm better than I ever was. Don't worry, there is still more to come. I said I'm better than I ever was. Don't worry, there is still more to come. Lord, help me to hold on.
What? My favorite part, let's go.
Ooh, I've gotta stay true to me. Ooh, I've gotta stay true to me. Comparison won't steal my joy. Comparison won't steal my joy. It won't steal my joy. I said I'm better than I.
What?
I said I'm better than I.
Hey! That was Remedial Education 2 in its entirety. So let's get right into my final thoughts. Let's start with lyrics. Lyrically, I'm going to give myself a 9 out of 10. I'm proud of myself for pushing my pen even more than I did with the first EP, diving a little bit deeper and even building on some of the things I touched on with the first EP. I'm thankful for all the experiences I went through to be able to pen these things. Lyrically, this is, you know, some of my best work today, and that's really the goal with everything I release, to always top myself, to outdo myself. I always try to make sure I'm competing with myself at the end of the day. There's no one else I need to be worried about. I just need to be focused on me and what I bring to the table. And I feel like since it has been officially 2 years since the release of Remedial Education, you can really hear that growth. Vocally, I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10. I am my biggest critic. Obviously, I feel like that's one of the reasons why I do reviews in general, because if I can critique myself, then I can critique other people's work. So I could take it and I could dish it out, you know what I'm saying? But vocally, I'm going to give myself an 8.5 out of 10. And this is really coming from the point of someone that, since I was recording the songs and I know the things I tried to do maybe couldn't quite get right, or things I went back and did and things like that, I definitely do hear vocal growth without a doubt, and I'm proud of myself. I really love the vocal production on here, you know, and I feel like vocal production wise, this is a culmination of really what I did on my Comfort EP. Comfort was really, it was experimental, definitely in terms of just like, you know, content wise, what I talked about lyrically, but vocal production, you know, on Comfort was some of the best I've ever done, and so I wanted to implement everything I learned from recording that project and put it into this. I don't really know if I'll ever get to a point where I give myself a 10 out of 10 on vocals. I feel like I probably have already said this, but I really just am a student. I love learning about myself. That's why I love studying other artists. That's why I love doing reviews on other artists, upcoming artists, or solidified ones, because I learned so much from other people. Now, production, look. I feel like production is that girl. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I'm really going to give it a 10 out of 10 because I love the production on every single one of these songs, obviously because I picked out the beats myself. But no, I love all these producers. So talented. I don't really know if there is a stigma about YouTube producers, but y'all, there's some really talented people on here, and I highly encourage you to go to their channels and check them out. If you're an artist, you're trying to get a feel for your sound, go and check them out. I had so much fun recording this. Did I get stressed out sometimes? For sure. Did some songs get cut? Yes, but I'm so happy with this final version of Remedial Education. So overall, I am going to give Remedial Education Part 2, I'm going to give her an 8.5 out of 10. Like, if we're being for real. The thing is, I learned so much about my voice really after I recorded a lot of these songs, you know, so I'm ready to apply what I've learned really just in the last, you know, month or so when I go to record my next project, because I already have an idea for it. Yes, I know I may be a little bit insane, and I really hope that these songs resonate with you. I hope you guys find something to connect to like you did with the first EP. And once again, I'm just thankful to all of you guys, for everyone that has messaged me, encouraged me, helping with this rollout, you know, texted me, called me, everyone that's helped make cover art, you know, photos, you know, giving me feedback. I just really appreciate you guys, and I'm gonna try not to say too much because I really like get emotional. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite track from Remedial Education Part 2? Mine this week, I don't know. I'm really, every single time I listen to Better Than Ever, she just hits a little bit different. So yeah, let me know in the comments what is your favorite. Please sure to hit that like button and be sure to subscribe. Whatever you do, don't forget to click that bell so that you get notified every single time that I post. Click the link in the description box to go stream Remedial Education 2, which is available on all streaming platforms. I love you guys. Thank you so much for embracing me and everything that I do. I will see you next time with another video.